Hey, so today we have with us Sheryn from
Hello.
Black Hair Salon, and she is currently an hair assistant with Black Salon. So welcome, thanks for
Thank you.
coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you give us a self-introduction about yourself?
My name is Sheryn. My Chinese name is Jiawan. Actually, I've been in the hair industry for about 3 years. If including with ITE, will be about 4 years. So I did a one year internship with ITE at Tony and Guy.
So you were trained in ITE,
Yeah.
and the whole course is, what's the duration of the course?
2 years.
2 years, and the
with
last year is a
internship, yes.
Ah, I see. Okay. And how does the internship work?
So basically, we have 3 days with a salon that we pick according to our lecturers. They will introduce some salons for us.
Okay.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we will go to work, internship with the salon. Then Mondays to Thursday, we will be at the school learning.
Continuing your curriculum
Yes.
and stuff like
Yes.
that. Okay.
Forgot the words.
Okay, don't worry. And also, can you share a little bit more? I'm quite curious about the whole IT curriculum, you know. Like, so 1 year of that sounds quite busy, huh?
Yeah, so basically we will be not having a lot of time to ourselves because we'll be working and studying at the same time. So the first year will be actually quite basic. So we will learn like the basic haircut and hair color and all that. Then the second year will be more focused, like depending on whether you will learn hair fashion and design or hair and scalp. So I actually went into hair and scalp previously. So but now I think their curriculum is more so they combine both courses together, so you get to learn both things.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
that's
Better,
better,
yeah.
right? So you kind of like get your hands on every area
Yes,
of the
yes.
industry. Okay, so for that 1 year of internship, can you share with us like which salon were you interning for?
So I was with Tony and Guy.
Okay.
Basically, they are quite high-end salon. So I get to learn and see a lot of different things compared to other salons. So they are very specialized. They have a technician and hairstylist.
Hair
So
cutter.
yeah, they have different positions.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So during this internship, were you paid?
We were paid a little bit.
So not really like a salary,
Yeah.
more like to cover your
Yeah.
transportation and your food. and
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like
a
that.
little bit of I think it's per day, so a
daily
day you
rate.
daily
Okay.
wage.
Okay. And so after your graduation, you started straight going out to work.
Yes, I went into a few different salons basically to gain more experience and to see which are the kind of salons that are more suited for me, and to experience different cultures and to gain different kind of skill sets, I guess,
Yeah.
because different salons, they have different skill sets. They specialize in different areas. So right now I'm with Black Hair Salon.
Ah, I see. And you know, one thing that I often heard is like, oh, you know, fresh grad, they don't really feel the need, especially the younger generation, to like, be an assistant. You know, some of them feel like, okay, I already graduate, I can straight away becoming a stylist. So did the thought ever cross your mind?
I think not really, because me as a person, I'm not very confident. So I need to make sure I have the right skills in order for me to go into the stylist position. So for me, I would want to prepare myself a little bit more before I start the position.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you like, I don't know, at the back of your head, set some target like, okay, I'm giving myself 3 years to become a stylist? something
Actually,
like
I
that?
did. Previously, when I gave myself 2 years, actually, I told myself 2 years I have to be something, have something, you know, I had
Progress.
Yes. Then, but when I started in this industry, then I know 2 years cannot lah.
Not
Confirm-
realistic.
Confirm not enough.
Okay,
Because there's so
okay.
much to learn, and if you are not really very focused, then you won't be able to progress as quickly. Yeah.
So before you joined Black Salon, you mentioned you were with a few other salons.
Yes.
I'd like to ask a little bit more about, let's first start with your interviewing experience with your first salon. So that was technically your first a full-time job in the
Yes.
industry, right?
Yes.
Do you thought about like how do you prepare for the interviews and do you do any preparation? How do you even start? Like
I
newspaper online?
Oh, because my friend was working in that salon for a few years already, so she recommended for me to go there. Actually, the first thought when I went there for interview was not to gain more experience. It's because the salary is slightly higher than the market rate. Because in this salon industry, the basic salary is a bit lower. So when you just started working, you're really very tight on money. So when I went there, it's really to save money lah. Then I was very upfront with the interview. During the interview, I told the boss that actually I wanted to 赚钱. I wanted to earn money and also to gain more skills to learn something while earning money. So she was very okay with that as well. So because there's very little Singaporeans that wanting to go into this industry, so she was quite happy to take me in as well.
Yeah, for most bosses, I guess, additional local workforce means more quota, right? Okay, so how long were you with, so like you passed the interview and you start working with them?
Yeah.
And how long was that?
For about 9 months.
9 months, okay. And what made you decided to join your second salon?
I think basically after 9 months, I feel if there is not much progress or nothing much you can learn already, then it's time to jump to another place whereby you can progress and to learn new skills to improve yourself. Because for me, I feel no matter what is the industry, you have to keep progressing. If not, you get very complacent, you get very lazy.
So can we dive a little bit deeper in terms of progress? So you mentioned after 9 months you feel like the progress is a bit stagnant.
Yes.
What kind of progress were you looking for, and what made you decided like, okay, I think 9 months is time to move on?
I think your mindset will start to change a little bit after when you're with a company for a certain period of time. So the first few months, everything is very interesting. So when the company is constantly improving, then you have a lot to learn, then you won't decide to leave. But when the company is always doing the similar kind of things, then you get very, for me I get very bored.
So you don't kind of see a career prospect if you continue with the same employer. So is career prospect something that you bring up or the interviewer bring up during the interview?
I think for this industry, maybe the person who bring up will be me lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of times employers will not focus so much on career prospects. They will just tell you, you'll be earning this amount of money, have this amount of days for leave,
and career advancement and stuff like that.
So I think for me, because I'm very eager to progress to that position to be a stylist, so I'm always asking for trainings and progress, learning new stuff. Yes.
Right. So you don't see much of that.
Certain companies they do, but I think the majority not so much.
Right. Even from what I see, because for our industry, of course, we have the chain salons and we have our bigger players, but a bulk of the hair salons in the industry, we're looking at very small size.
Yeah.
Between, I would say, 3 to 5, 6 chairs.
Yeah.
So this group of hair salons definitely make up the bulk.
Yeah.
And because of that, the bosses or the management, they are really just sustaining the business.
Yes.
So probably no vision of expanding the business. It's much more at the survivor level,
of the salon.
right? So if the salon is they don't have this kind of plan, so for the employee would be like, and the reality is like, if I don't see money, if I don't see prospect,
then what's the point?
Exactly. Okay, so so you joined a second salon after that.
Yeah, so when I switched to another salon, I was actually thinking more on how do I get to the place I want to be, and how do I find a place suitable for this this version of me. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure now with the second experience, when you do your research and stuff, you definitely look out for different things, right? Can you share a little bit what are the things that you look out for in terms of like, so like researching online is practically everybody does that, right? And I guess, am I right to say not enough salon in Singapore actually have their own website?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. I mean, if you can stumble upon their Instagram or Facebook, I think that is considered
Very good already.
exactly, exactly. Right. And in your opinion, do you, as your generation, so just a little bit of information. She's very young, and I'm like, more than 10 years. So the conversation today really is about understanding also the mindset of the different generation. And how important, in your opinion, do you think is it for a hair salon to have their own website?
I think it's very important because for my generation, I feel everyone will go online and search reviews and ratings to judge how the place is. So before I choose my salon, actually, I went to Google a lot of salons. So I read their reviews, how customers perceive the place. So I will think about take all this into consideration. So do I want to join the place because they seem to be a really good place according to their customers. So that's why I chose Black Hair Salon, because their reviews from customers are always very, very
positive.
Good. Yes.
Right. So speaking of review, again, for my generation, I tend to take reviews with a pinch of salt.
Oh.
So for example, like if I'm going on a holiday, I read the reviews on TripAdvisor. I'm like, okay, this is something to take note, but I will not believe 100%. How about your generation?
I think I believe
if you want to put
more,
a percentage.
I think maybe 80%.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I feel that most of the time the reviews are quite true. That means when it's bad, right? People will really say it's bad, and then when it's good, not many people will leave reviews unless it's really, really good.
Or unless it's really bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but like for example, it's also, I guess, important for us to kind of think deeper. So for example, if you read a bad review, so for me, maybe I'm a little bit more skeptical. I might think, okay, maybe there's only one bad review. It might be made by a competitor, and of course, I believe everyone in the industry can agree there will be crazy customers.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So that is what I meant by being a bit more skeptical and taking reviews with a pinch of salt.
That's true, but also sometimes when I read reviews online, I will compare different websites. So then you get a better idea.
Right. So must do your homework.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to what we were discussing earlier. So where were we? The second salon. Now you have a better idea of what you're looking for.
Yes.
Okay, so what were you looking for with the second salon?
Okay, so as a Singaporean, I think a lot of us want the whole package. So we want a better salary, we want experience, we want to learn new things, and we don't want to put in so much time. So then I was very unrealistic in a way. Then
when did you realize you were being unrealistic?
Because I can't get the things I'm looking for. I have a checklist, and then I want to get all the things in my checklist, but I can't. Okay. So I have to eliminate certain things. I have to decide what I want and which one is more important.
Okay.
So I actually joined the second salon part-time first to get a feel of things, which is actually not what they normally do.
Okay.
So I actually suggested that to the boss because I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want you to waste your time also. Right. So when you employ me, then maybe I go in for 3 months, then I jump out again, then it's a waste of time. So I went in part-time for 1 month to get a feel of things and then see whether I like the place, see whether it's suitable for me, and then I joined them full-time.
Okay. And how long were you with them?
About a year.
About a year. Okay. And then you got
because after a year, that place is actually, they have a lot of customer flow, so it's quite mass market. So you get a lot of time to work on customers and have real practice.
Right. Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah.
Right?
So then when I learned a lot of new skills already, you want to progress into more precise training, meaning you want to learn haircut and all that. But that place, when I was there was no training. So then I decided to move again.
So when you tell your boss, okay, I think I want to move on, how how does that conversation look like? Were you honest and upfront with them about now you want to learn a little bit more on hair cutting?
Actually, I did bring up to the management that I think we should have trainings, for haircuts and more advanced hair coloring and all that.
Right.
But I think the short of manpower is really a strain on the company itself also. So they can't produce that kind of training at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like did the management suggested things like, okay, you can kind of like do a cutting class somewhere, because there are also like online education, for example, or even like hairdressing school that provide kind of like advanced hair cutting short courses. Was that an option made to you?
That option was when my boss told me, you can save money, then go and learn yourself lor.
Seriously?
Because a lot of stylists, especially foreigners, I think Malaysians and all that, they will have learned their skills back in Malaysia because it's very cheap over there. So then the norm over that salon is that you can save money, then before you promote to become a stylist, go and learn haircut lah.
So
Then
end
you
of the
come
day,
back.
what really made you decided I'm done with this company is like no proper training were involved. Okay.
So also because when the company is very invested in the company and not in the people, then I guess people start to look elsewhere. Yeah.
And in your opinion, I mean, so far you've been running around, I'm sure you also have friends in the industry, I'm sure you guys discuss things like that. What are your views on that? In terms of like, company being very business focused rather than kind of like having the kind of laying out the prospect and training that is needed to kind of like help their employee to move up their progression.
I think different people want different things. So it depends on whether the individual wants what they want, because not a lot of people in this industry also looking for prospect. Some people, they really just want to earn money and
Really?
Yes, a lot of
Okay.
them. Actually, I do have a lot of friends, assistant position, they don't want to progress to stylist even when they can,
Okay.
because they are scared of the
Pressure.
the pressure of meeting clients and dealing with clients.
Okay. So yeah, definitely that can be scary. I mean, I remember my own experience, you're like, and sometimes also like, it's very interesting. It's kind of like I guess the norm about the human behavior. So when the stylist introduce you as the assistant, immediately the client will be like, you're an assistant, so I immediately don't trust you. And that didn't help us at all. Right?
Then your self-confidence is like right there.
Exactly. The reason why I'm an assistant, because I'm here to learn. And so do you had any incidents like that you can
I do
share?
have a lot of experience.
A lot?
With this kind of dealing with this kind of situation, because when you just started, right, especially the person bringing you to do the thing with you, if they don't give you the confidence, right, then you're just not there, not up to level when meeting the client. So then the client will like stare at you. Are you sure you know what you're doing? That kind of thing. But actually, you do know what you're doing. Just that is very nervous. Yeah, very panicky.
Correct.
Yeah.
And in terms of, so what was your most experience so far? Do you like assist one hairstylist, or it was kind of like you assist the whole flow
I think
of
the norm in our salon industry will be
How about now?
you
Like
run
for example,
around.
let's talk about your current employer, Black Salon. So how does it work in that environment?
We do help different stylists, so we don't have a fixed assistant to a certain stylist.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how, other than you, are there any assistant?
Yeah, we do have I think 5 assistants.
Okay. Wow. It's very, very unheard of for a hair salon to have 5 assistants. Can I also understand a little bit more how many chairs, how big is
I
the
think we
team?
do have 12 chairs or 14 around there.
Okay. And the number of stylists?
I think 7, around 7.
7. And of course, I'm sure with the off day and stuff, it's kind
Yeah,
of
we
like rotating.
rotate, and then we will take turns to have our annual leave and public holiday, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, but until now, we still think not enough manpower.
Okay, so the salon must be really busy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, this is really interesting because not having enough manpower, especially assistant, I'm sure everywhere you go.
Yes.
Like, you know, once you tell people you're assistant, people are like, hey, poach.
Yes.
You know? Okay, so Black Salon must have done something right
Yeah,
to kind of like have a good size of assistant to support the team. And can you share what do you think they have done right?
I think because our bosses, we have 2 bosses, Raymond and Anthony, they are very invested in grooming people. So they will make sure if you want to learn this, then we will teach you this. And then every assistant get opportunities to learn new skills, and we don't stagnate. So yeah, I think that's very important. And they are a lot of their employees always stay many years. So they don't have those that stay a few months, then go off, then come few months, then go off.
I see.
Yeah, so we are like quite a tight-knit family.
And is there like a proper sort of like training schedule or calendar in place? Or it's
Because
very customized to the individual?
we do have haircut practices every week.
Every week. How does that work? Because of course, like morning or night
We
training?
will have morning training. Yeah. Then
And dummies, or you have to find your models?
depends on you. So if your
Okay.
progress is faster than others, of course you can bring model. Then if you have models, of course it's better than dummy. So, but mostly because morning is very early before the salon open.
Right.
So we start at 9 a.m. Then we will actually practice on dummy head. Yeah.
And that is a must once a week.
If you don't want to come, you also can, because we do have assistant that don't want to become stylist, so she don't have
so
to
they are
come.
quite happy to just focus on being a technician
Yes,
and
yes.
stuff like that. Okay. And and who conduct the training?
Oh, Anthony.
Anthony. Okay, so he's like the in-house educator.
Yes.
I see. Okay. That's very rare to hear, especially, you know, in the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they are so willing to put in time and effort to teach us is very rare. Because normally if you want to learn this kind of thing, right, you have to put in your own time. You don't
And
expect
money.
people to teach you, because they don't earn anything from that. So I think
Like, as a boss, it's important to take it upon our own responsibility, because it's more than just pleasing your client
Yes.
and making sure you can pay rent, blah blah blah. And if you want the whole team to grow,
you have to get better.
yeah, it's like you can't pop a baby and, you know, let it roll on its own.
Yeah. So I think our 2 bosses really are very willing to put in effort to groom their people, which is very rare, and I'm very grateful for that, because I've never had this kind of culture whereby they are so willing to put in time, to come early, to stay late, to teach you, you know? Yeah, because I'm training to be a hairstylist, and then recent weeks, right, I've been bringing models in the morning and at night, whereby my bosses have to stay. Yeah, so they actually, because I cut very long, they have a lot of patience with me. I cut very long, they have to stay very late. Yeah. So it's very good, like very good environment.
Okay. So, I mean, with all this training and the working hours, you won't have much time for friends and family. So, and this is something I feel that I might be wrong, but also one of the contributing reasons for why there are not enough younger generations to want to join the industry. Am I right?
I think that is the common conception, because many youngsters, they don't want to come into this industry, is because long working hours, standing every day, you don't have a lot of leave, you only have 1 off day a week. So it's very long hours, and the pay is very little if you don't progress to a stylist position.
But as an assistant, it's also, you're kind of like, at least what I remember from my experience, like, yes, the salary is low, but if you produce a good work, for example, with every help you get commission, does it
Yes.
still work that way?
Yeah.
And then tips from customers?
But for commission wise, you really have to be very hardworking.
Of course,
Yes.
of course. We're looking
So-
at like 50 cents.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, my generation.
Still.
Oh my god, really? Hello,
So
bosses,
for
inflation.
every
huh?
hair wash, you get 50 cents or 60 cents, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay, right, okay. Yeah, so some salons I heard they pay $1 or
Yeah,
you know,
we
things
do
like
have some salons whereby they pay a little bit higher to, you know, get people to work for them for assistant, because not many people want to be assistant. You know, every hair wash you get 50 cents, then you need to wash how many head to get, you know, $10 a day,
yeah,
that kind
even
of
buy
thing.
lunch. Okay, so so in terms of your own career, moving forward, how's your when do you think you can become a stylist?
I give myself until end of this year. So right now you really have to put in. I really have to put in a lot of time and effort. So I have to sacrifice a lot of things. Like if you want to really focus on your skills, then you cannot run around. You know. Earning commission, just wash hair, treatment, that kind of thing. Then you really have to focus on what can I do every day to improve myself. That's what I've been telling myself. So every day you need to have a little bit of improvement, no matter what the area is, so then you can, you know, progress faster.
Okay, and how do you achieve that? Like in terms of improvement, what area? Because like when you're assisting, you don't get a chance to cut, right? So is it, for example, you would rather help a stylist with a long coloring job rather than wash hair?
So because if you do into more technical stuff, right? If you choose to do more technical stuff, then you spend more time and more effort into one client compared to others whereby they can run around to different stylists and earn a lot of commission, that kind of thing.
Okay, so focusing on the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. From what I remember, like it really wasn't an option. So while waiting for the color to process, it'd be like, okay, I got 15 minutes, I can wash one head, two head. So you kind of like, you really learn time management and squeezing in as much as possible.
Yeah, but that is different mindset, I feel, because when you have color, then you choose, during that 15 minutes you can do another client's head, you can wash hair, you can do treatment to earn that money. But for me right now, I choose during that 15 minutes I can choose to see the texture of the hair, what color has it changed, keep monitoring, and to see which area have you what area can you do better, so how much time have you spent on this head, and during that time, right, how long does it take to process, is it the correct condition that you want it to be.
I see. Then you will kind of like adjust, actually I don't need 18 minutes, maybe 13 minutes is enough, something like that. Okay. And when you're doing coloring, your stylist will just leave it up to you in terms of the controlling the time and processing, or you still need to check with the stylist?
Most of the time when the stylist, they trust you, right, they will ask how long has it been, so you can actually check. They will ask you to check if the color is okay, like have you covered the gray hair, is the bleaching the level that you want it to be. So when you check already, then you check with them, it's until this level, the gray hair has been covered, so do you want to check again? So when they trust you, sometimes they just ask you to wash. So it depends on your own judgment, but if you are not confident, then of course you still have to check with the stylist again.
Okay, I see. Interesting. Another thing I like to dive a little bit deeper is, I think it sounds to me you're very matured for your age. You know, like you know the sacrifice that you have to make, blah blah blah. And amongst your peers and your schoolmate in ITE, like are most of them still doing hair? Do you guys still keep in touch?
I think last time my class had about 30 people, and then a lot of them, they drop out or they change into different industry. I think in our class only about less than 5 people are still doing hair.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And you're still in touch with most of them, friends?
Only 2.
Okay.
So 2 of them are actually foreigners. One is back in China and learning hair, and then another one is in my previous salon, still learning the skill set. Yeah.
And what do you think contribute to the high percentage of of dropouts? Because that is quite a high number, right?
I think a lot of Singaporeans, they actually study for the sake of studying. So maybe they just went into this industry because they do not know where they want to go, what they want to do in the future. So it's more to spend that time just to get the certificate. Yeah, then after that, when they will progress into higher education, or they will go into different industries to try out.
I see. Right. So when you first told your family that you were keen to join hairdressing, how was their reaction?
Actually, when I was about 16 years old, when I got back my O-level results, I actually told my mom that I was toying with the idea of going into ITE to learn hair.
Right.
So she told me I was crazy because in her words, you can go to poly, why are you wasting your time to go to ITE? Because the stigma is that you don't have when you don't have good grades, then you go to ITE. But right now, I think that's not the case anymore. So because ITE do have a lot of courses for skill set based, So when I went to poly afterwards,
so you listen to your mom's advice.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't dare to disobey her at that point of time, because even though I was rebellious, I'm still scared lah. You're still very young, 16 years old. So I went into poly, then I studied for 2 years before I decided I'm not really sure what I want to do in my life. And then I went into makeup to try, because I was very vain. I'm still very vain, so that's why I'm in the beauty industry. So I went into makeup for 2 years, then I decided, oh, I think I can try hair, because next time then I can combine both skill sets. Then when I told my mom I'm going back to ITE to study after working for 2 years, then she was like, are you crazy? Again with the are you crazy? So she was like, you are so old already, you still want to go back to study? Really, I was 23 at that point of time, which was quite old.
It's considered a mature student for ITE, right? Yeah.
So all my classmates, they call me Tete because I'm very old. They are like 17, 18 years old, and I'm like 23 years old. Yeah, so it's quite weird. But I think at that point, I already know what I want. So I'm very focused on getting my grades higher, and then learning what I want to learn, and not wasting any time. Because when you are a mature student, you get very diligent to keep your time precious.
Correct. It's like you know that the clock is ticking.
Yes.
And as well, I think the most important thing is you wanted to be in that situation.
Yes.
Nobody put a gun in your head.
But I think it's a good thing that my mom didn't actually agree with me to go into this industry, because then I get the stronger urge.
I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Yes, I'm gonna prove you wrong. One day I'm gonna prove you wrong. And then right now, actually, I can do her hair. I can cut hair for her. Then she's very happy lah.
So she eat her own words now.
Yeah, now she's like, oh, 我的女儿很厉害.
Oh, okay. Right, so she was also supportive after seeing that you are really determined.
Yeah,
and
because when she see results, then she know that, oh, actually it's a good thing that you went into this industry.
Okay, that's a good. Right, yeah. Otherwise, like, I think it's the like you mentioned, stigma, right?
Yes.
About like, oh, learning hairdressing is for those that don't want to study or don't know how to study, and a lot of the parents, they might have this mentality, sort of like, you have to work in an office.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Last time my mom always say, oh, you have to get good grades, then you can get a lot of money, you can earn a lot of money. You have to work in office job, it's more stable, that kind of stuff. But I think right now that's not the case anymore, because a lot of my friends are in like insurance and property agents, you know, that kind of commission based, whereby if you work hard, you can actually earn more money than if you work in an office environment.
Right. Yeah. So in terms of your, how should I explain the when the going, like, do you have any experience so far that you feel like wow, it's so difficult, maybe I want to give up? I mean, the reality of our industry is like very long hours, and coupled with actually learning the skills itself and having to deal with the whole customer service aspect, which is entirely different skill set. Like, have you come across any customer that, I don't know, made you cry or made you feel so shitty?
Feel shitty, definitely. Definitely, you meet a lot of customers that make you feel like, am I really that bad? Am I really not so good at my job? But sometimes I think people just gravitate towards different kind of stylists. You know, different people attract different people. So you are not meant for everyone. So last time when I was just starting out, I was very bad at self-confidence. I don't have very high self-confidence. I always doubting myself, am I really good enough? But I think at some point you just have to change your mindset. So when you change your mindset, then everything changes. You know, when you meet some bad clients, you just shake it off and you say to yourself, you know, the next customer, I'm just gonna do it better.
Okay, good. Okay, so thanks for coming today and sharing your experience with us. Before I let you go, I have a few questions, and these are just questions that is not related to hairdressing. You know, just to let us understand and learn a little bit more about you. So I have questions 1 to 8. Do you want to choose 3 questions?
Oh. 3, 6,
3, 6,
and 8.
3, 6, and 8. You know, this 3 is the most popular number. I need to change my sets of questions. Okay, so let's go with the easiest one first. Okay. Okay, what do you do to look after yourself? I mean, considering our industry is, you know, long hours and stuff like that.
I think exercising is a big part of my life. So I think when you exercise, you kind of feel better about yourself. So I do
Stress management.
Yes. So I go to the gym, I go swimming, and I play basketball.
And how do you squeeze all of this time?
You just have to find time. Like
Put it in the calendar, make it happen.
I just always tell people that they always say, I don't have time, I want to diet, but I want to make myself look better, but I don't have time to exercise. But I think that a lot of it is just excuses, because no matter whether you put in the time to exercise or not, the time is still there. So you will rather be at home resting, or would you rather use that time to exercise? Even 30 minutes, 20 minutes is better than nothing.
Or if you just watch one less drama. Okay, and the next one, 6. Oh, your worst fashion disaster.
Oh my gosh. I think that would be during secondary school, whereby you're just trying a lot of things.
Finding your identity.
So I've cut bangs before, and I've always found that I look weird, but somehow or rather I just keep trying and telling myself I can work it. But actually no, I don't look good with bangs.
Okay. Right. So how about in terms of like clothing?
Clothing wise, I think last time I always dress in mini skirts and dresses whereby you look very matured for a 15-year-old. So when I was 15-year-old, I would buy like office lady dress, that kind.
You can't wait to grow old.
So people always tell me, you know, you shouldn't wear like that. But I'm like, no, I don't care. I just want to try, you know. But now I look back, then I think, they're right.
Okay, it's always about learning from the experience, right? Okay, this is a very difficult question, but for some reason, most of my guests actually picked this one. Okay, so now is our opportunity to thank or apologize to one person.
Oh, I think that would be my parents, because growing up I was very rebellious and I didn't listen to them most of the time. But they actually they watched me grow up, and then even though they might not be perfect, but I have to thank them for their effort into trying to make me a better person. And then through that, no matter what good or bad experience, you know, you learn as a person and you grow into a better individual, I feel. So I'm very thankful for my parents for what they've done.
So they must also be glad that you didn't listen to them this one time and actually... Great, okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So good luck with your becoming a stylist.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, bye.